Hey, you. Yeah, you. Welcome. Welcome to the Wi-Fi Heroes group. So, I'm Greg Vasil, and I'll be taking you on a journey to become a Wi-Fi hero. So, real quick, what is a Wi-Fi hero? Well, I just came up with that concept recently, and to me, somebody that makes money online is a Wi-Fi hero. So whatever it is that your reason to want to do this is, whether it's to get out of that 9 to 5 rat race, or provide more money for your family, or to have more of a lifestyle balance where you could travel a little more and you're not tied to your kind of schedule with your job, whatever your reason is, I want you to hold it in your mind because this is exactly what we're going to help you do in this group. Okay. So, once again, my name is Greg Vasil. I'm super excited to have you here. And if you let me, I would love to become your mentor and help you on this journey. In just a sec, we're going to dive in and I'm going to show you exactly who I am and why you should listen to me. But once again, welcome. You're in the right place. So, just go through these modules one by one in this lesson and take your time and kind of absorb the information. So let's go. So, real quick, who am I and why should you care? Well, my name is Greg Vasil, and I like to think of myself as a genius billionaire playboy philanthropist, just like Tony Stark. But for real, before I get sued by Marvel, this is who I am. This is me. So, I have over $1.5 million of client ad management under my belt, both on Facebook ads and Google ads. I launched my first ad in 2015, which was a while back, at least 10 years now. I launched my first info product in 2015, back when I was a teacher, and I'll talk about that in a second. So my first digital product. It was a tiny little course, and I launched it in 2015, 10 years ago. And to date, I've earned multiple six figures in online earnings through my own products as well as affiliate products. And that's what I'm going to show you right now. And hopefully, by helping you become that Wi Fi hero, that's what you're going to do as well. Back in 2008, when I graduated university with my bachelor degree, I just knew I didn't want a desk job, right? I had a degree in economics, and my dad really wanted me to have that stable office job and to work for a corporation. And I said, heck no. So, what did I do? I actually moved all the way across the world to South Korea. South Korea back then had a massive English language teaching demand. So all you needed to do was have a bachelor's degree. And I moved there. I wanted to travel. And I thought I'm going to go for a year. I'm going to check it out. I'm going to see the world a little bit, but I ended up staying for almost 8 years. So you could see this is my kind of my school life specifically in South Korea. By my second year, I taught in a college. I had 4 months paid vacation a year, two in the summer, two in the winter, and I traveled a lot. So this is me as a kind of college instructor. And these are my students. They were in their early 20s and they were really well behaved. And I had a great team of coworkers and it was an awesome time. So this is a little bit of my life in Korea. So you can see Korea is really, now it's blown up because of K-pop and all the K culture, K dramas, right? So here's young Greg looking at you, a decade or more younger. And yeah, it was just a really nice time in Korea, and I got to travel around the world. So here I am in Paris, in Thailand, in Cambodia. Here is Barcelona, Sagrada Familia. If you know that, it's a pretty famous church in Barcelona. So I traveled as much as I could with 4 months paid vacation. Why wouldn't you? Here's me in San Francisco, in Rome, Switzerland, in Venice with my girlfriend, Amsterdam, in the Himalayas in Nepal. Yeah, so I traveled a lot because teaching allowed me to do that. And even though I never thought of myself as I want to teach for the rest of my life and that's my life's calling, I did enjoy teaching. I enjoyed the freedom and I really enjoyed the travel for sure. And then in 2015, something happened. I took an online course. I joined a mentorship program, and that mentorship program taught me how to make my own course. So, taking what I knew back then, which is how to be a teacher and how to get a university job specifically, because university jobs were the cream of the crop of English teaching job market in Korea. I created my very first info product. So you can see here, it was called Dream University Job. It was 197. I priced it at. And it was like a 4-part video module that taught English teachers who had probably kindergarten jobs and elementary school jobs, how to jump ahead and get a university job in South Korea with 4 months paid vacation, because that was the best job that you could have. So I put together an info product with video modules inside of ClickFunnels. If you ever heard of ClickFunnels, it's like a drag and drop website builder. And I provided shipping labels so they could build these portfolio packages, right? I taught them how to make a intro DVD. They would burn it, they would put it in the folder. It was a beautiful folder. I actually have one lying around somewhere. And then I provided about 200 university addresses ready on sticky label format. So all they have to do is just print on labels and stick them on their portfolios and just ship them out. That's how I got my university job. Okay. I applied and I sent my package with a DVD with my intro video. And that is how I taught them to create their package. So that was called Dream University Job back in 2015. And that's what it looked like. Now, this course, this program did not make me a millionaire, unfortunately. I sold about 10K in sales. I made about 10,000 from this program. Now, I was already a user of ClickFunnels and in that whole community of Russell Brunson and his whole kind of group of people. So I already knew about that. But then in 2020, I was motivated to go to the Funnel Hacking Live conference, which is an in-person 3 or 4 day event that Russell Brunson used to put on once a year. Massive conference. It was beautiful in Nashville, Tennessee. So I went there, and that propelled me further down my online journey because I got to listen to Russell Brunson, Frank Kern, somebody like Rachel Peterson, and Dan Henry, who are massive in the online marketing space. And I actually got to meet some of my own heroes at Funnel Hacking Live. So here's me and Dan Henry. He actually was the guy I started with my entrepreneur journey with in 2015, one of his earlier courses. Here's Tony Robbins, just 2 rows from me. He was the headliner. Here's Alex and Layla Hormozi receiving their philanthropy award for giving away $1 million to charity. Here's Peng Joon. He's massive in the space as well. And just the wonderful people that I've met in Funnel Hacking Live and still on this journey with me to this day. Now, the reason why I was able to attend this conference, which the ticket for this alone was just $1,000 and then flights and hotels, was because I was actually starting to make decent money online passively. So this product, ClickFunnels, which is a software that Russell Brunson built, this gentleman right here, Russell Brunson, and the person that created this conference, I was actually promoting this as an affiliate. So I had sales coming in every single day around that time. So you could see here the beauty and the power of a passive income affiliate product like this, right? Where you can see, so for example, on October 11, I had 276, October 10 was 157, October 9, 38. On October 7, I had $835 coming in into my account from ClickFunnels, just from promoting this product as an affiliate. Now, 2 things I want to address here. Number 1 is these days, whenever anybody shows any kind of earnings, that's potentially dangerous and the government can go after you. And yeah, so I have to make a disclaimer that you see at the bottom that these were my personal results and that everybody's results are different, right? Some people will do nothing with the education. Some people will make $0. Some people will make millions. So it really depends on your effort, on the opportunity, on the economy. So there's a lot going on. So going forward, I don't have to repeat myself, but whenever you see stats and numbers, I will never ever post earnings that are not mine. That's not my style. We'll never just copy and paste from online. So you could see there's my name on it. You could see the dates. You could see everything. But like I said, the results may vary, right? So you may as well make 0 if you do nothing with this, right? And results are not typical. Now, the other thing is whenever I say passive income, I don't mean I did nothing to get there. That's not what passive income is, at least to me. What I define passive income as is that I do something today and I might not necessarily make any money from it, like make a video or create a blog post or post on social media. And then tomorrow I'll do a different thing and then a different thing and a different thing. And over time, these things will add up and start making me money for something I did 2 months ago. And at that point it's becoming passive because I already created that asset. So that's what I'd like to teach you and how to build these kind of perpetual assets that make money as you sleep. But it's not passive in the sense that you didn't have to do anything to get there. But anyway, so you can see right there, I definitely could afford to go to ClickFunnels in a couple of days of this. Okay. So here's some more. So you can see 292, 116, 236. Lifetime at this point was 18,000, before it was 15. So we're kind of moving along. Then when I reached 26,000, you can see some days you get zero. That's fine too. We interrupt this programming with a cat. He just came and jumped on my lap. What are you doing, brother? What are you doing? You might have heard his meows. I'll talk about him in a little bit, but he's my boy. He's my ginger boy. Anyways, I digress. So here we are. So 26,000 lifetime. And here's kind of the daily. Now, to get to these kind of numbers, it takes a little bit of skill, a little bit of luck, and finding the right product, the right opportunity, and going with it, because there was a matching market demand when this was happening, and it just took off right away. Like, it was hot. Not every product is going to be like this all the time. So to date, you could see that I actually earned $74,581.94 passively promoting ClickFunnels. I still get residual checks from them. Now, over COVID, this kind of dried up, this income source, because people started quitting. The members started leaving because of COVID, and people were tight on money. So it's ebbs and flows, but I still get checks to this day, 200, 300, 400 bucks a month from ClickFunnels passively for something I did 5 years ago. So you can see that's my lifetime earnings with ClickFunnels. All right. And here's some other earnings that are not ClickFunnels, a different product. So these are kind of my own earnings from Stripe, selling my own products and services online. So you can see $91,643.43 that I earned on Stripe, $3,486. Let's see what else. Here you can see some daily and monthly payments that I'm receiving from Stripe. And Stripe is one of the most famous online payment processors, right? So these are for products and services that I provide online as well. All right, which brings us to today and what's going on today. So I brought you all the way back, but today I am married. This is my wife. We both live in Canada, in Toronto, Canada. We just recently went to TIFF and we saw Keanu Reeves, so that's a big accomplishment. And this is my boy Moochie. He's an orange Scottish fold mix, I think. Ginger cat. He's very calm, very gentle. He doesn't scratch. He's a very well-behaved boy. So I don't have kids, but I am a cat dad. Now here we are, and you are a part of this journey with me. You're a part of the Wi-Fi Heroes. So let's quickly take a look at this group.